Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. I obviously managed to get a video in today. We kind of hit a no more packing point. Partially because we don't have anywhere else really to put the boxes that we're packing. And I don't have a lot left of stuff to actually pack. One of the nice things with this move, we're not moving very far from our current place. Like, not at all very far. So the bulk of the moving, we're going to have movers do the furniture, but the bulk of the moving is going to be us. So we don't absolutely have to get everything out right this second on the last day. So, and a lot of what we've got is already ready to go. So that'll be nice. So we can be a little more relaxed with this. My stomach, however, is not the happiest with me, so I'm working on some ginger ale. So how was everybody's week? That's good to hear. I had a very productive week, especially considering I didn't get to stitch Friday or Saturday at all. Friday we went and saw Hello Dolly with Betty Buckley, which you probably saw if you follow me on Instagram. It was fabulous. And then yesterday we packed pretty much all day long. Other than I did go to the grocery store. But yeah, basically we packed all day long. So we've got some Q&A. There's no haul this week. I do have a nest egg, and I think my fabric of the month. That's the phrase I'm looking for. That's coming. Those will, obviously there won't be a video next week, so they'll be in the first video back theoretically. I am having them sent to work, I believe. So while the nest egg I should likely get tomorrow with no problem, depending on when fabric of the month ships, it may arrive while I'm on vacation. So yeah. All right, so we'll dive into the Q&A. Sally Cynical says, could you help me pick out the best non-Aida fabric? I've used Aida for many years, but want to venture out and try other fabrics. What would be best for me to try? I'm in my 70s, so the eyes and hands aren't what they used to be. What do you think? If it were me, what I would do is I would try a small project on 28 count even weave. It correlates size-wise like a 14 count Aida, but you still have to stitch it over 2 threads. But unlike linen, it's where there can be some unevenness with slubs. Even weave is, there are no slubs in. So that's, everyone says that's the easier fabric to transition to before you go to linen. Now, I just went straight to linen, so I can't vouch for that. But I'm told by people who went from Aida to linen that did the even weave in the middle step that they were really glad they did. But I never do anything the easy way. In fact, I one time almost went to Bollywood to become a movie star, much like the great Gonzo. Because, sure, it's easy enough to go to Hollywood. It's when you go to India that you have to have the real challenge. All right, the Mama Llama says she joined Magical Stitches, and while she read the FAQ, she doesn't understand the penalty stitches. Can I explain it? And which house are you in? Well, I actually did end up getting sorted into, transferred into Hufflepuff, so I'm now a member of the Hufflepuff group. I'm sorry that I'm not going to really be contributing at all homework-wise this week, but we'll get to that. The penalty stitches, which I did have to do this week, are generally going to be, we usually get the homework assignments. Penalty stitches are generally whatever you want to stitch on, double the number of stitches, and it's usually for half points. Sometimes they will go ahead and make the exception and make it full points if you do the penalty stitches. And I think they're trying to start now where your penalty stitches, if you do those, you can earn full points if the penalty stitches are double. This week, however, because the penalty stitches is the same number as the regular assignment, we're only able to get half points. So hopefully that makes sense. Charferone asks, If you had to guess, how many patterns do you think you own? I'm going to go with 11-1, because I genuinely don't know. So 11-1 sounds like a good number. The Mama Llama, yes, I do own the Silver Creek Samplers Dorothy's Discovery, and I'm planning to start that at some point this year, but it may be next year. And Candace, thank you. And thank you to everyone who's wishing us luck with the move. My glass today is actually a sea glass, meaning it's made from sea glass, Starbucks glass, that has the short, tall, and grande markings on it. I got them when I worked at Starbucks, and I love these glasses. All right, so the homework for last week. Again, always drop the Q&A. Just be aware it will be 2 weeks before it gets answered. So if it's something super pressing, I'm not sure I would actually ask me that this week. But if you can wait, great. So for the homework this week, we had to do, it was a total of 1,000 stitches across 5 projects, themed around everybody's favorite, Dolores Umbridge. Genius here had originally made other plans, but there were some slight alterations. So first, I'd planned to actually use Emerald City for part of my homework for the rules one, but I forgot to take a starting picture. So I'm just going to show you what I did on Emerald City. So this part is done. So look how sparkly it is. This is mint julep and green Krynic. And then I've got plans for jewels and darker Krynics and such, but I'm waiting for the city to be finished before I completely commit to everything. So, there we go. Boop. Alright, so the first homework assignment was something pink. So I did 200 stitches on Aurora. And actually, I did a little over 200 on all. I think one of them was straight up 2, but all of them were a little over 2. So I got 2 more colors of pink basically done. So I did 200 on that. The next one was kitties, so I did 200 on Great Cheshire Moon. So I almost got the that section finished. So there's just a little bit left. And I know technically I could have counted my reback stitch of part of the sign because I had backstitched around it in my stitching, but that seemed a little silly for what amounted to 4 stitches. Then we had our penalty stitch, so I'll come back to that one. Then we had to do one that the project started with a letter in the word rules. And I was originally going to do either Strawberry Fields Forever or Search the Sky. So I decided I would work on Search the Sky. So my 200 stitches, finished out the trees on one side, did the snow on one side, and did about half of the house. And then the second one had to be, and I was originally going to use Emerald City for that, but that didn't end up happening. Then the next one was a designer that started with one of the letters in the word strict, which in this case I did cross stitch for you with my Hufflepuff wreath. Oops, so there's where I am. I got, obviously, the twigs and the big flower started. Or the smaller of the flowers started, I should say, actually. So... then I was going to use Strawberry Fields Forever and do 200 stitches on it, only to discover as I was stitching it, I had started it in a completely... I had made a big error, and I didn't catch it early enough to make an easy frogging experience, and I just thought, nah, I'll do this later. So instead, I decided, and I wasn't really in the mood to work on any of my other ones, like Aurora... I love, but I didn't want to do another full super intensive night on it. Because of it being all one color, those take me a little longer sometimes to get through, and I wasn't sure I could get 400 in time. And I didn't have 400 left in that page of Great Cheshire Moon. Or Hufflepuff Wreath. So the option was work on Search the Sky again, or work on something else. So I actually decided I would start something new. So I did my 400 stitches on Count Your Blessings by Annie B's Folk. So here's my start. I've got one color of the wall all done, as well as obviously the door and the window frames. So the next time I work on this, I'll be filling it in. And I may end up working on this one tonight. I was really enjoying this one. This is the full design. So I was really, really enjoying working on this one. So I may actually end up working on it. Going ahead and working on it. Or I may work on something completely different. Since we're at a stopping point, after dinner I am going to get to stitch a little. And I may actually get to stitch a little during the week. The homework assignment this week is 1,000 stitches. On stuff. One of them, you had to do 1,000 stitches in words. The only project I have that has that much wording in it is With Thy Needle. And it's all words that are over 1. And I don't have enough done to try and... that I don't want to try and count to get that started. So I will not be doing... could not do that, option 1. Option 2 was 1,000 stitches in black or blue for the ink. I don't have anything with near that many stitches in it of those colors. So then the other option is any project you want for 1,000 stitches. I don't think I'm going to make it. If I do, I'll go ahead and post, but I genuinely don't think I am. So this week is just going to kind of be a whatever I feel like working on week. So I do apologize to my fellow puffs, but because I love these 1,000 stitch challenges because I get to see really good progress on a project. But this time I just don't think I can pull that one off. But I'll do my best. So anyhow, that's it for me. I hope everybody has a terrific week. I won't see you next week, so I will see you all in August.